everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Anisa, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell. Everything I will to be linked to down below in the description. And right now, all I'm doing is pushing her cuticles back. After I'm done, I will go ahead and remove the shine. This is a 180 grit sanding band. Previous set is still on here quite a bit, so if you see the sanding band isn't doing as good as it usually is, it's because it's going over acrylic. I think that's what our last set was. Yeah, it's going over acrylic, so it's not really hitting her natural nail. In some areas, it is. It's okay to leave a little bit of acrylic on there as long as it's not lifted. And then for her thumb, it was just a little bit too thick, so I did have to go in with my fine panna drill bit, then go in with the sanding band again, and then after that it will be time to glue on the tips. So now I'm going in with these tips. These are 3XL Bombnails square flat tips. I think that's the name of it. I think that's the name. But these are my 3XLs, and I have not worn them in so long. I've had it for over a year, and my mom was so excited with these tips on. Like, she really wanted to keep these on at this length so bad, but that is literally impossible for her. So all I'm doing is gluing these down. Then I do go ahead and cut them to her desired length. So I used Hurry Up spray to glue down her pinky nail because it just would not stick. And her thumb was a size 1 for my magnets. And then the rest of her fingers were a 2, just because even the 2 was a little bit too long for her. And like I said, these were her vacation nails, and she did not want to struggle with anything. Nails are this short. I recommend not filing the tips until after the acrylic is applied. When I say not filing the tips, I mean like the genuine like tip of the nail, the free edge. Do not file that until your acrylic is applied, because you'll just remove like a lot of length that they really should have kept, because there's not a lot of length to go around anyway because they're so short. And all I'm doing right now is blending in the tips just a little bit, not too much, because this is just a solid application. Everything is done with the airbrush for her design. This is a Nail It Like Lucy 100 grit hand file. I just needed something a little bit stronger to make sure that her sides were not on her skin. This is dehydrator. Now I'm priming with Nail It Like Lucy primer. The dehydrator was from Me a Secret, and I did 2 coats of primer, and I waited in between 30 seconds for each layer. Then I did a small, thin, clear base layer. The nude I'm using is Go To Nude by 876 Nails. The monomer I'm using is Acrylic Creamery Monomer. Love watching applications so much. You guys had to add in that little pinky. Um, but all I'm doing right now is making sure the acrylic is not stuck to her skin in any way and just shaping up the sides lightly, just so when I go in with my e-file, the drill bit does not skip and get stuck in between the acrylic and the skin, and it just causes the bit to just kind of go crazy. And to avoid that, I go in with that first step. And now all I'm doing is hitting the cuticles with a Pana ceramic fine drill bit. This is not a safety bit. sure everything is nice and smooth, I'm going back in with the 180 grit Net Like Lucy hand file. This is where you want to get your good shape in at the tip to make sure everything is nice and square. I'm going in with my airbrush as well as some neon gel polish and some acetone. I've learned how to do this even better now. You guys are going to see I did do some aura nails on my sister recently, so you guys will see that and how my method has changed already. But you do kind of want to use a thicker gel polish, or just like any gel polish really that's kind of pigmented, and then use a tiny, not even a tiny bit, but use less acetone than you think you need. So like if you think like, oh, I need to make a big batch because I'm doing a lot of nails, don't do that, because you need your solution to be very, very concentrated. And then make sure you're wiping up the nails before you cure it, or even if you do cure it, it's just much, much weaker because of the amount of acetone it has in it. And of course, gel polish is melted by acetone. So if you take acetone on a lint-free nail wipe and you wipe around the sides and the cuticle area, it takes that polish up so much better even after it's cured. Instead of you going in with the brush and trying to clean it off, it just works so much better. And I'm putting it kind of away and then moving the hand a little bit and primarily concentrating all of the what would you call it, like liquid at the tip, because it just looks so much better that way because it's an ombre. Be careful because if you get too close, the splatter might happen because it's pushing around the wet product, and so that's what happens when it does that. And then you have to try and go in and re-intensify it, but it might not look the same. It just depends. You might have to just wipe the whole nail off and start over again if you can't get it right. But yeah, so spray it a little bit further, but like closer at the same time. You'll see if you actually do it, it's just a very complicated step. But this is blooming gel from the Beetles, and I'm going in and doing a thin layer, not too crazy because this is a thicker polish, and you do not cure it. You go right in with your colors. I will link to all the colors I used down below in the description. And yes, it's easier to just take a liner brush and do some swirls or some lines and let it bloom together. The thicker the polish, the slower it's gonna bloom. So these gel paints don't bloom out as fast as the Notpolish pink. That one blooms out very fast just because of how thin it is. So now I'm going in with my top coat, and I did mess this nail up because I accidentally wiped it with my finger when I was trying to clean it off. And make sure you cure this top coat very, very good, especially on the airbrush nails, because like I said, it's just a little bit weaker than just regular gel polish ombre, because you are adding acetone into the mix and aerating it. So after I'm done curing this for a full 120 seconds, I do go in and try and scrub off as much of that green as I possibly can. And then I do go in with some cuticle oil. And then that will be the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I've linked to will be linked to down below in the description. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.